Hi there, Lisa. Mark Smith here. How are you? Good question. I'm a real person, by the way. I'm up in Orange. You have a two-bedroom unit in Beckwith Street. Now, I'm not familiar with. Well, I've been to Wagga, but I'm not that familiar. I don't know. But I'm guessing what you're saying is you've got a two-bedroom unit in Beckwith Street in Wagga. And I'm interested to know how much demand there is for accommodation. Well, funnily, it's typically everywhere in supply. Sorry, demand. Typically, demand is greater than supply virtually everywhere. Now, I'm sure that there are some exceptions. And I guess my question is, well, why would you want to put the property on Airbnb and as opposed to just renting it out? And so I guess that's probably a really good question for you. And it seems to me like you've got a reason that you might want to do that, such as, it sounds like you're 2 hours away. I'm not sure where, but maybe you're at Tomorrow or somewhere like that. What I will tell you is I'm an ambassador for Airbnb. I don't work for Airbnb. I'm not Airbnb. I don't speak for them. This is not a forecast. But I have coached probably about 700 people in the last 2 years. And I did get a number of people from Albury and other places like that. And comments that I get are that people were, pleasantly surprised at what demand there was. And I would not recommend that you turn your property into a hotel where you take one night bookings. That would be wrong. I would probably, if I was you, I'd be aiming for at the very least 2 night bookings, and trying to get 3 night, 4 night, 5 nights and longer. You would get to Wagga, you absolutely would get business travellers, and you'd get people, visiting the defence places down in Wagga and nearby. So I would think that'd be ideal for you to have. You'd also get, as I said, business people who there's sort of a fair degree of price insensitivity, where you'd be comparing your property against motels and motels, I suppose you call it, other that style of accommodation where a two-bedroom unit would have, well, for a start, 2 bedrooms compared to a studio. It would have, very importantly, a kitchen. It would have a laundry and like a clothes dryer. It might sound incredibly basic, but I would 100 million trillion % be recommending that you have a fully equipped laundry, because and another thing you should do is have a look at, is there a Quest Apartments or something similar to that in Wagga? Now, I haven't had a look. I'm going from memory. I used to spend a lot of time in Young, and my understanding is that there is a Quest Apartments. I know in Albury and Wodonga and places like that, they've got those kinds of facilities there as well. So that would give you an idea that there is demand, and you should have a look at those. I did some research into Quest Apartments. Again, I'm in Orange, and for 1 bedroom apartments, 1 bedroom here at Quest. Now, these are in a very attractive building in a very attractive part of Orange, and Orange is a very attractive town, as is Wagga. And there's seasonal disclaimers that you'd want to put on this. If I was you, I would go to something called AirDNA, and you can do like a search by postcode or city, and it's usually free. You probably got to sign up, but they've got a free plan, and they'll give you some statistics. They're not statistics directly from Airbnb, but they do, from what I understand, they scrape them. And I personally subscribe to AirDNA. But what I was about to say, I've kind of lost my train of thought. I think I was about to talk about Quest Apartments. I think they were charging or receiving somewhere between 250 and 300. Now, that was in a very busy part of 2023, maybe in about November, October, November. And like, sure, like Orange is probably a little different in that we've got mining here, gold mining. So it's a very, very lucrative industry, and there may be different types of demand issues in Wagga. I'm sure that there are. And from what I understand, Wagga is actually closer to Melbourne than it is to Sydney. So no doubt you'd get people from. I know Griffith is closer to Melbourne, so I did spend quite a bit of time in Griffith. So look, my thinking is it would probably be quite viable. Have a look on AirDNA and get some statistics and have a look at it. And if you've got a good reason that you want to, use Airbnb rather than use a long-term 6-month type tenancy, then probably go for it. Yeah, I'd probably give it a go. You don't explain your other circumstances, exactly where you live. Is it possible to manage our property from a distance? Well, the first issue you'll have is keys. And you absolutely, definitely do want to get a keyless lock. Now, you mentioned you're in an apartment building. So again, I don't know how do people get into the apartment building. If there's a security, you want to get away from keys if you possibly can, because, and it might not be possible in your building. If you can't get away with keys, then you might need some sort of remote place to pick up the keys if you're not around. And you wouldn't want to come to town and drive 2 hours every time there was a guest. So you need to figure that out. You need to have a good, reliable cleaner. And if you can sort the keys and the cleaner, then there's a good chance that, there's a good chance you can make it work. So I hope that's the sort of advice. I would appreciate some advice in this area. I hope that's useful. If you'd like to ask any more questions, don't hesitate to give me a call. Well, message me through the app. Don't hesitate to do that, and I will reply. Good luck to you, Lisa. I'd encourage you to go for it. Talk soon. Well, subject to having a look at the AirDNA and subject to there being a good reason. So I have done it personally. I was from 2017 until 2021, so for at least 4 years, I did it remotely from Sydney to Orange, and so much more than 2 hours drive. I had the keyless entry sorted. I had a good cleaner. I had yards taken care of. Now, in an apartment building, it's probably not your responsibility, but you probably can do it. Yes, if you would rather use a property manager, there may well be some property managers. Just Google Airbnb experienced co-host. Google that. I am an experienced co-host. There may not be anyone in Wagga. I normally charge about 20% of the rent that you receive through Airbnb as a fee for managing it. And on top of that, you would pay for cleaning and linen. Well, that would be, they're probably usually separate expenses. So AirDNA probably don't know probably do not know how much it would cost to clean, and the cost of the linen. It's probably not mentioned there. But anyway, you do some research and you can message me anytime. Talk to you soon. Bye for now, Lisa. Bye.